Anyone here ever grown their own veg? Either like on the windowsill at home, or whether you've had veg gardens and beds and everything like that. Have you ever grown veg? Because I have, and I think this year I'm gonna have to go back to growing it. I went to Tesco's yesterday so that I could go and get myself some chicken, rice and vegetables. Looking at all of your lovely comments and suggestions, I thought, right, you know what? You've given me the get up and go to go and have a look at some nice cheap meals that I can make. So went to Tesco's and started looking around and got me chicken, got me rice, came over to the vegetable department and I picked up 2 singular carrots, because I don't know if you can do this in other places, but you can actually buy like single, you don't have to get like a packet. So I picked up 2 singular carrots. They ended up costing me, one was 6p, one was 8p, bargain. I got 2 red onions, 2 white onions. I believe they were like 14p or 16p, something like that each. Brilliant. Went over to the broccoli and picked up a broccoli floret that was about 79p, I think, which is all right because it's quite a big floret, right? And you can cut it up into quite a lot of pieces. I'm on my own, so I thought that's great. Then I went over to the spring onions because I had a vision in mind. Chicken, rice, broccoli, spring onion. So I went over to the spring onions, and if you don't know what spring onions are, I will show you right now. Well, they're in the bloody thumbnail anyway, but these are spring onions. I think you call them scallions in the US. I prefer spring onion, sorry, but I do. So these are spring onions, and I love spring onions. So I picked up a bunch of them because we cannot buy singular ones like we can buy singular carrots and things like that, right? So I picked up a bunch of them, got them back, started making my dinner. Now they're usually in a little like band, right? So I took off the band and I took them out and I counted them. There are 7 spring onions for 69p. And all this did was send me back to me growing spring onion. Listen, I know how this grows. I know how fast it grows. So, needless to say, I was like, okay, I've used an entire spring onion on the chicken in itself, right? So chicken in a sauce with a bit of spring onion, but then I wanted spring onion cut up on top of the rice. So I've ended up using an entire spring onion plus a little bit extra just for me. What if you're a family of 4 and you're trying to make the meal that I've made? You might need 3 or 4. For 69p, that's like 10p each. No. Guys, no. We need to start growing. We need to start being more self-sufficient, right? Because I'm telling you, I used to grow everything. I grew carrots, onions, peppers, chilies, cucumber, spring onion. Oh, mate, you name it, I was growing it. Now, this was because I was in like a farmhouse that had a massive garden and we had the ability to be able to have these massive beds, right? Sweet corn. I had an entire block of sweet corn. I loved it. And if you have ever grown your own veg, you will know just how much it tastes just so much better. Like, obviously the satisfaction of pulling it out of the ground and knowing that that bitch has been grown by you by hand is also going to give it that extra. But in general, it just tastes so much better. Like, they do. So this year, I'm gonna have a massive push on starting to grow some veg for myself. And I wanna take you along with me because I actually do know quite a lot about growing vegetables and things like that. So if you are now at the stage where you're looking at the veg and going, bloody hell, you can grow this. It's very easy and I'm genuinely wanna help people. So I think this is what we all need to start doing. If you're not doing it already, there is a ton of people that do this already, right? And I know this because I've been seeing it in my comments and I used to do it too. So I know the amount of just satisfaction that you can get from saving money from actually going to the supermarket and paying 10p each. 10p each. Right, I tell you what, the first thing we're gonna grow together on this channel is spring onion, okay? Because I want you guys to see how quick it grows, how many you get, And when you pick it, it just keeps growing. It just keeps growing. So we are going to learn together to grow spring onion on my first gardening video. I'm going to order some seeds because look at the price of the seeds. Yeah, 69p for 7 of these, or £2 for 500 seeds. What we doing? What we doing? We know this is the way forward. We know this is the way forward. Now, also, there are people that don't have a garden to be able to do this, but there are vegetables that you can grow inside on the windowsill, right? Even if you just have like a space outside, like a little porch, or even just anywhere outside, you can start growing inside and just start to acclimate it outside in that little area wherever you have it. Trust me, you will enjoy it. I really enjoyed my meal last night. I'm gonna put here what it looked like. I absolutely loved it. I slammed an egg on it as well because that's just how Thailand does it, and I just love the egg with the rice. So if you've never tried that, make sure you try an egg. And I loved it so much. I was like, oh, you know what? I want more of that. But I'm not paying, and I know it sounds silly, but I'm not paying 69p for 7 spring onions when I know how easy it is to grow them. So we're gonna do this. Such a weird video, I know, but I was so pissed off at the fact that I'm like, I want to eat healthier, I want to have better food and good vegetables, but I don't want to pay that. So if you're interested in starting your own little garden, or just how to learn to grow and be sufficient and self-sufficient on your own with food like that, then stick around, because when the summer months start coming, that's when I'm going to be starting to plant my potatoes, carrots, like all the stuff that I love. I will not be growing broccoli. I love broccoli, but I'm going to have to keep buying it, because anybody that's ever grown any brassica ever knows that if you don't cover that son of a bitch up, it's getting eaten, demolished, ravaged, because that's what happened to my cabbage. And I was so sad to see what there was nothing left. There was nothing left. They'd done it all in like 2 days. So I'm not growing any brassica, but I will show you how to grow most of the vegetables and even chilies and things like that that you probably eat on an everyday basis. I can't believe spring onions have forced me to make this video about this. It's just so weird, but it's actually good, because it gets me back into growing, which I absolutely love, right? I love it. That literally seeing those little carrots with the little sprouts, and then you can see them grow down. Like, I'll show you how to do it all as well. Like, I know how to thin the carrots. I know how to do your, spring onions. You can get bunching spring onions. I'll show you how to grow it all. And I'll also give you some tips and tricks too, because when you're growing carrot, you can attract carrot fly. When you're growing onion, you can attract onion fly. So little tips and tricks right here, right now, as a pro tip. If you grow onion next to your carrot, it confuses both flies. The onion fly will smell the carrot and the carrot fly will smell the onion, and both of your crop will stay intact. So thank you, Tesco's, and your 69p spring onion. You've actually forced me, and hopefully encouraged a lot of you guys with the help of my knowledge of growing veg, to actually be more sufficient this year, because I loved that meal. I loved that meal. I ate it all. And usually I don't eat a lot of like all of it, but let me tell you, that was enjoyable, and I want more of that, and I want it to come from my garden, because those carrots that cost like 6p, fine, yeah, that's fine, right? I just grated it up because I have a little like kitchen grater thingy. It's got like a lid on it, and you like do all of this, and it's great. I've had it for years. It's one of my best investments. It was like £17 from Amazon years ago. It's still going strong, and that's how I grated the carrot, right? Even though they're 6p, they do not taste as good as when you grow your own. And I know it's cliche, I know it is, but if you've never ever had your own homegrown carrot, we are going to go through it this year together, and you are going to taste the difference. You are going to see how easy it is, how fun it is, how much you enjoy it, And hopefully more and more people will start to grow their own veg, because we need to do something, guys. We need to do something. And it starts with the little things, right? It starts with the little things. And seeds aren't expensive as well. Seeds aren't expensive. I showed you the seed packets on eBay because I don't deal with Amazon. £2. Free postage. Job's a good one. So, yeah, bit of a weird one, I know. But if you're with me, let me know in the comments. Let me know if you want to be self-sufficient this year. And together, hopefully, we are going to produce some absolutely epic veg.